What is up, everyone? Welcome back, as always, to Sheer Thoughts, guys. I am one half of your host, Chucks. Hope y'all doing amazing. And guys, you already know I'm here with the Miss, the lovely, the beautiful, the stunning, the very cute looking today, Miss Shoni Panda. You already know. I love doing that to you because I love just seeing your reaction. It's always great.
Oh God.
But girl, what's up? How are you? How's your week been? How's everything going? We've had a pretty packed past 2 weeks. We got to have two guests on, which is amazing. So happy that we have guests on finally, man. I'm so excited how our podcast is progressing, how we're pushing forward, how everything is coming along. Very happy about that. But how's your week, girl? How are you?
Yeah, no, all good here, all good here. Literally, like, obviously I was saying to you before, it's like I've literally just come back from work. So it is just, oh my God, go, go, go. But no, otherwise, yeah, all right. Can't complain. Living my best life, as they say. So yeah. 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 All
Have you
good, all
have you
good.
ever heard the song "Living My Best Life" by Lil Duval?
No.
You should listen to it. One
Yeah, I feel like I have to now.
one classic track, but two, it'll make you feel good. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna make you feel good.
Okay.
So okay, love to hear it. So actually that actually goes into what I want to talk about today. But before we get into that, of course, girl, you know I gotta ask. The past 2 weeks, of course, we didn't check in and ask, but you know this is always going to be a regular thing of ours. But what we wearing today? What nylons we got going on? Because those look, from what I look like, I was gonna say polka dots, but then I'm like, wait, those are hearts, aren't they? Yeah. I was like, that's really cute. So what are those?
So these are the Adrian Penny tights. So these are
Okay.
like an upcoming review, basically.
Nice. Okay.
Yes. So I'm like testing as we go along, always. So yeah, no. So
Smart.
these are the Adrian Penny. So pretty decent. Plus, it was a pretty much of a grim day today. It was literally like raining 1 minute. It's now dry. I can imagine it go dark and rain in the next 5-10 minutes. So I was like, no nudes today, please. I don't want no wet nudes today. But yeah, how about you? What are you wearing today?
I figured it's been a little bit of time, so I thought I'd do it again. But we're doing a little layering today. All right, so
Oh,
you can't really tell the first pair though because the top one is a little bit thicker. So the bottom pair are my my gray top nines CDRs, and then the top pair I'm rocking the individual 10s from Wolford.
oh,
So if you think about it,
nice.
I'm wearing 19 denier, not 20, not 15.
Yeah,
I'm wearing 19
yeah,
denier. I'm just saying.
19.
I know maths.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's the little victories that count, right? Okay. Thank God I know
Yeah,
nine plus 10. Okay.
yeah. That is something.
But no,
Oh,
girl, I
no.
wanted to ask you because normally during the week, anytime, you know, Sony and I obviously talk damn near every day. Both of us, of course, have lives though, so there are days that we don't get a chance to always talk. But it's interesting because I think, one, I gotta say, again, so much for all the support on the podcast. We keep growing, the numbers keep going up. It's just it's a beautiful thing to see. It's an amazing thing to see. Also, shout out to other pages and like other podcasters that have given us shout outs to, especially to my peoples at Oh Those Toes. If you haven't checked them out, they've been having a podcast for a while. I love their vibe.
Oh
They're
yeah, they're
great.
great.
They're awesome. But big shout out to them because they've been giving us a shout out on their most recent episodes, and I didn't hear it before because
What?
I'm such a completionist, as they call it, as a gamer, that I was a guest on their podcast. I had only heard a few episodes before that, but then obviously after I was a guest and I got to talk to them and enjoy the vibe for Top Toes and Any, that's who the podcasters are. That I was like, oh bro, I want to go back and listen to all their stuff, because I mean, if I had a great conversation with them, clearly I'm going to enjoy the rest of the content, so I went back and started listening to all their old episodes that I didn't even notice that they gave us a shout out on their most recent episodes. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, guys, thank you so much. So,
That's so nice.
obviously I want to give back I want to repay the favor, or not even the favor,
Yeah,
because I didn't even
definitely.
ask. I want to show back the love. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I want to give that love back because, especially when I feel like, and it's true because I've spoken to Any about this, where it's like I remember like when I had first announced, or like we had first announced the podcast, she was the first person to be like, I'm so happy you caught the podcast bug. And I was like, nah, bro, like, thank you. You know, like that was so sweet of her, especially because she loves it. She loves doing it. She enjoys it. You can tell if you talk to her, you do the show, or if you listen, you can genuinely tell she enjoys it. And I said for many years, I would love to do a podcast, but it was just so hard trying to start it. And now that everything's come together, it's so great to see. But it's also great to see like when another podcast show supports you, because you know, you and I have talked about it. I truly do believe that you know, there's a piece of the pie for everyone. Everyone can win in their own way.
Yeah.
So again, big thank you to them, man. That's been beautiful and amazing to hear. So appreciate y'all, seriously, that from the bottom of my heart. And all of you guys also supporting as well. It's the growth of this is such a beautiful thing to see, because it literally only came to fruition like within a month, and then everything just started rolling together. And it's like, bro, like I'm so happy. So it's amazing to see. Obviously, we have, you know, upcoming guests coming. Especially Eddie and Top Toes. I definitely want to have them on. That'd be so cool to do like a joint podcast episode, you know, like that'd be sick.
That'd be so sweet.
You know, like, and especially because then you'd have a dynamic of 2 women, 2 men, you know, and from different ways. So that interests me. You know, it's always different, especially because, you know, you're from England and then the 3 of us are from America, but I'm from the tri-state area, so is Top Toes, but then Annie is from like the Midwest, so that is a whole other culture too.
Oh, wow.
So it's like bro, like that. I getting that combination of people. That's gonna be a very, very fun episode. I'm very excited for that one. I definitely want to be. We got to see when we can set it up, of course, and plan it, because of course timing, especially with you being in England and then like whatever, we got to just figure things out. But we will get there. For sure, man. That's gonna be a very fun episode. I'm very excited for that one. But what I wanted to ask you, girl, because I was going through some deep thoughts this past week, especially when like we weren't talking, that I was like, okay, I want to ask her something, and especially because it goes into me saying about the podcast. What? And I'm asking this because in the sense of, a lot of people like to say, oh, it's not right to say, or blah blah blah, whatever. I want to hear a real, true, raw, you know, aspect, because I'll share mine and how it's changed when I get into it. But what drives you to succeed at the things you want to do in life?
Wow. Okay.
She's like, oh,
there you go.
It's got deep. Okay.
I should have done the whole blown away emoji. Like, oh my god. Okay, no, but you know what? It's a really good question, actually, because funny enough, was it about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3? I was thinking about stuff along those lines as to like, what's my drive? It goes to the point, what is my purpose in life?
I mean, that is, I feel like, what a lot of people like to lead to or say. But like I said, for me, the reason why I'm asking you, and I just want to throw it in there real quick, is because, like I said, for me, I really, like, you know me, when I start deep thinking and like overthinking, it's just thinking more and more into like the past and how I've been, or what was this, and I go into such a deep thought about it, that for me, it was like, the reason why I wanted to ask you is because I've come to realize that I think people feel like if they don't have a drive to something, or if other people want to assume, oh, they don't have a drive to pursue anything or be something, I think you also got to take into account is, where are they in their lives during that point? Because I've come to realize, for me, my drive at 21, 22 is not the same drive that I had now. And not in the aspect of, oh, well, like, I have a kid now, or I don't have the energy. It's not that. It's the drive is a different type of drive to what I'm trying to work on. You know, my drive when I was 21, 22 was wanting to be like the best fucking dancer in the world. And it took me so many years to then learn that, okay, like, I love to dance, I love to compete, I love the energy of battles, but I don't necessarily have to be the best dancer in the world. I don't. At the end of the day, I just fucking love to dance. That is the one truth of it. And anyone who knows me truly knows me, bro. That's what I care about. You know, I always tell everyone, like, bro, when I don't care. I so mean this. I don't care if I have a 6-pack and some crazy looking body and the biggest muscles, bro. Can I dance? Do my legs work? That's all I care about. Like, I just want to be healthy enough to dance. I just need the capability to dance, and that's all I ask for in life. But I came to realize my drive was so different back then, where as to now, for the past, I'd say like 5 years, my drive has been, bro, I want to be a content creator. I started streaming years ago, and I stopped streaming for a really dumb reason. And for the longest time, I was like, all right, well, what do I want to do in life? You know, because I had like hit 30. It was one of those things where you're like, well, what do I truly
Yeah.
want to do? And I think that's why I now that I'm in my 30s, I tell people that are younger, like way younger than me, who are like 18, 19, in their early 20s, that I'm like, yo, bro, take your 20s to enjoy life. Fuck up, be stupid, be safe, learn from your mistakes, whatever. Because I feel like a lot of people think, oh, well, if I don't have shit settled by the time I'm 30, life is done. I don't know what life you live in, bro, but I'm in my 30s, my mid 30s now, and it's not like I'm feeling like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, no, bro, like it's. I feel like you take your 20s to figure out what you would love to do in life.
Yeah.
In your 30s, make it happen. Because then, bro, if you are doing what you love to do by the time you're 40, bro, you're just living life. Like everyone always thinks, oh, we're gonna get old, blah blah blah. Nah, bro, I'd much rather know that by the time I'm 40, I can wake up every day saying that, bro, I'm doing what I love to do in my life. I'm enjoying my life. That's the greatest feeling. And I think like that's where my drive has changed. Where my drive used to want to be the best dancer. Now my drive is not trying to be the best content creator, not trying to be the best podcaster. My drive is being able to say, I get to wake up every day doing what I love to do and making a career out of it. What more can I ask for? You know, like, and that's just me, you know? So I thought about that. I'm like, I gotta ask Sony. I was like, I gotta see what she says. Because you do a lot, girl. You do so much. Like, and I don't think people truly understand it unless they know you. But you like, it's, I feel it's already hard enough when you're trying to put all your energy into one drive of something. Girl, you split your energy into so many different things that I'm like, how the fuck does she have the drive for any of these, bro? Because people do not understand, bro. You do a lot. Like, you do obviously the the review, the blog, and the way you're detailed, the way you're passionate about that. It's not like, oh, you're just sitting there for 5 minutes and you do it. No, girl, you clearly work on that for like a solid hour out of your day to make sure that it's good what you need it to be. You then you do the sharing your journeys, which is taking time out of your day, out of your life, to then listen to someone's story, to then being able to edit, to put it up, to share it with the rest of the world because you want to be able to give them a platform. That's huge. You do, what is it, Tights and Tea Time with Christy. So it's like that's another thing you do. You do your Patreon, where then that in its own is like a more exclusive review. If you've ever seen it, definitely recommend it, guys. It's amazing. But it's dope. Like, and then you do the podcast with me. So it's like, bro, you do so fucking much that I'm like, God damn, how does she do this shit? Like, I swear you were just pumping caffeine into your veins, like in like a little fucking system or something. I don't know, girl. But what drives you to want to be able to do all these things? Because that is the real question.
It's that's what I mean. It's a good question. I think I don't know. Okay, so like you, I think the people are my drive. I think knowing the fact that because there are so many, like for instance, our podcast, Tights and Tea, sharing your journeys and stuff like that. It's the whole thing of like working with others to kind of get different messages out there. It's like I love what me and you do and you know what we kind of represent and everything. I love what me and Christy do because it is like business to business, you know, we support one another and it's so beautiful. And sharing your journeys of it, that was my way of giving back in a sense to be like let me use the voice that I have in the hosiery community to actually give those um in a sense, like it's horrible to say. I don't want to say nobodies because they're not a nobody, but just your
No, I get
average
what you
Joe,
mean. I get what you mean. Yeah,
their
yeah.
kind of voice, rather than people who are kind of well known. It's like no, actually, let me support the people who don't, who actually kind of hide behind the whole thing. Um, But no, I think yeah, like you, like my drive is oh my god, yeah, my drive has changed a lot. Um over the years, I remember like it was one thing obviously coming out of like college and stuff. It was another thing in uni. It was like I remember at the end of uni, it was like, right, that's it. I want to leave home. I want to go traveling. I want to go move abroad. I really want to live abroad. I just want to just do my own thing. And I had such a passion for it. But it's like I think the one thing that kind of I mean, don't get me wrong, by the way, it's nothing that holds me down. At the end of the day, it was always my choice. I'm just gonna say that now. Um the biggest thing I think was because being it always comes back being an Indian girl. It was the whole thing like my parents did restrict a lot of that. It was just looks on you can't do it solo. You can't go live abroad solo. You and it's I never kind of battled it. I never questioned as to, well, why not? Why do like, for instance, why do English girls get to go do it, or English guys, or why do other ethnicities? Why can they go and do it, but we can't? Do you know what I mean? And it was just it was stuff like that. And I remember I took up kickboxing as well, just because it was like, okay, I want to show my parents the fact that I can like, just handle myself. But
Mom and Dad, I can whoop
honestly,
some ass.
honestly, but it was just that's the thing. It's changed so much. I remember at one point, like I have so not a lot of people know, but I have a massive love for dancing. At one point, I wanted to be a dancer. I did want to be someone's backup dancer at some point, but it's a lot of it, like I said, it was just it's not your typical Indian kind of thing to do. It's not really going to fruition. You should think about something a bit more, like stable. And so it's like, okay, fine. And then and then the whole thing of like, when you're gonna get married, settle down, have kids, blah blah blah. And it's the thing was, you know what it is? Back in the day, and even up until the beginning of this year, I've always been a people pleaser. I know is kind of not in my vocabulary in a sense because I've always kind of been brought up to be look, respect others, but if you can be there, the kind of thing. And not that I regret it, I don't. It's taught me a lot, but it also taught me I realized I couldn't have my own boundaries.
Yeah.
Um, but it's yeah, now obviously it's that's taken a turn. I'm putting boundaries in place. I'm saying no. I'm not people pleasing no more. Um, but it's yeah, a lot changed. And I think it's like you, it's literally on my 30th birthday. I sat there and I was like, what the hell am I doing in my life? Because at this point, I'd quit my job. I was like, okay, I wanted to start a business. Am I starting it or not? If I'm not, go find a job because you need to obviously I've got a car,
Yeah.
I've got bills to pay in a sense. And it is just you need to fund that. Um, but I think my driving factor was just it's kind of sort of like okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to be? What kind of life do I want to live? But then also it's and it's like I said at the kind of beginning of the whole thing, it was people were my motivator and this is what I mean. It's when I had my old page, it was nearly at 250K. It was I knew I was becoming this big voice to a lot of people. And it was like, how can I utilize this? How can I and it was a whole thing of like how I always say celebrities have all this money, they can end world hunger. Obviously,
Oh
there's
my God, bro.
stipulations
I've
that they
literally
can't do
said the
so.
same fucking thing. Oh my God,
Honestly,
bro.
honestly, they can end
Apparently,
world hunger 5 times over. But
apparently, there's 1,500 billionaires in the world. This obviously may have
yeah,
changed. I haven't looked it up, but apparently, I think I
yeah,
saw this stat somewhere. Like I said, this was years ago when I saw this, but apparently, to cure world hunger, it would have costed $250 billion. There's 1,500 billionaires in the world. I know basic math. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know, bro.
mm-hmm.
And like I say, bro, I understand the point of when you make your money, it's your money. You can do
Mm,
whatever you want with it, blah blah blah. That's fair. I trust me. I understand that.
mm,
I get that. But it also bothers me that if you have that much money and that much power, are you really that selfish? Like real? And like I
yeah,
said, bro, yes, you worked hard for your money. Cool. No one's taking that away from you. It's clearly your money.
mm,
But I don't know, bro. You're really
yeah,
just that like you really want that much that you can't just be like, I could slip out a little $5 bill. You're gonna make that back in about 6 months.
yeah,
Like, don't act like you
exactly.
ain't making it back, bro. I'm just saying. I don't know,
No,
bro.
well, apparently there's a thing to it because I did do some research. but I can't remember the full outcome of it because I was just too pissed off reading it. But it's stuff like that. It's like, and that's what I mean. It's like, to me, it was sort of, well, actually, knowing the fact that I have got quite a big voice in that community. It's like, well, do you know what? How can I utilize that? And I think that's why I wanted to kind of dip my fingers in different pies, because it's like, well, look, let me give it a go. It'll either work or it won't work. But and if it doesn't work, cool. At least I gave, at least I've tried.
That's
But
the best thing you
it's
could
just
say.
different things, yeah. But it's also yeah, there's been times where it is, God, am I like taking on too much? Am I incorporating me time in it? I need to, there's that whole thing as well, because it's like, yeah, I go to work, yes, I have the business as well, yes, I'm still trying to sort of have a home life, see my family, see my friends. But it's just, I think it's just a bit like this. I think it could be also a Virgo thing, but it's like we organize very well. Like,
Oh no!
I
Oh
am
god!
like,
Yeah, yeah.
I schedule so well. And it's like, that's the thing. It's, I know how many hours in the day that I can dedicate to X, Y, and Z. And if I can try and like fit this in with here, I'll be like, yeah, cool, da da da. It's like, prime example. After after this podcast, I'll be going to go watch Barbie, and that's like my me time. But it's just, yeah, it's I totally agree with you. It's, yeah, depending on where you are in life, your drive is going to be very, very different. It was so different when I was in uni and what I wanted, and what I didn't want. It was so different when, but like, yeah, obviously, like when I did get married and get divorced, that was a whole thing. And yeah, and it's really different in my life now. It's sort of like, you knew I'd be like, I'm not going to say my age. Because I was gonna be like, I don't believe you. But being in early 30s, we'll say early 30s, because it is actually early 30s. That, like, my drive is so different. And it's, yeah, I never thought I would be doing what I'm doing now, because it
It's
is
crazy.
just,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's just, I'm like a really big believer in sort of what is meant to be will be kind of thing. It's, everything happens for a reason. And
Yes.
it is just,
Yes.
yeah, my business came at that time and not sooner or not later. It just happened to be then. And it's like, cool, we'll ride with that. So yeah, yeah. Good
I
question though. Very, very good question.
and I get that a lot because it's crazy because like I said, how when I started streaming, I really didn't know what it would turn into, and it was one,
Mm,
and it sucks because streaming, so streaming to me truly showed me that if you really do put the effort into something, and I mean put the effort into it, not just try it for two
mm,
days, not try it for 3 months. You have to be willing to put the energy, the time, the effort into it for a long period
mm,
of time before you can actually start seeing results. Bro, realistically, the way our podcast is going, it's going even better projected than I originally thought. When we first started,
mm.
it wasn't that I was being negative in the aspect of, oh, no one's gonna watch us or like us.
Oh
It
no.
was more of, we're starting from nothing. It'll take time.
Yeah,
We'll see how it's gonna go. The way
yeah.
it's going, it's amazing. There's no other way to put it but beautiful, because it's like, bro, to think that this was an idea, just a concept, to put it out there, came to fruition, and now you're actually seeing the results of it. That's one of the greatest feelings in
Mm,
the world, bro. When I started streaming, I had, and I mean no viewers for like 8 months. It's like
yeah.
it was a random friend here or there. It was a random person here or there, and it was unbelievable because I didn't I like I at that point I hadn't gotten to the point of being able to make money from it, like serious money, but it was the fact that, bro, I'm gaining a following. Like, I'm genuinely
Yeah.
gaining a following. And it was a crazy thing to see because it was like, bro, this is just me being me playing a video game. That was it. That's all it was. And people
Mm,
would vibe with me. Yeah, you're going to have the haters and the toxicity and all of that. But that was another way that I also learned to just have fun with that side too, because that's always
yeah.
my favorite thing. But
Yeah.
it was such a crazy thing to like come to, where I was like, yo, bro, like I said, I had stopped streaming for a really dumb reason. I hadn't streamed for like 2 years. And when I hit that point in my life, then I'm like, all right, what do I truly want to do? It was like, bro, I really want to get back into streaming slash content creating, whatever, like I was before.
Mm,
And At the time, I didn't have the means to be able to do it, so it was very difficult. But then it's just crazy how, if you really start putting things out there and you really start putting your effort into it and really start believing in yourself truly and really putting that energy into it, because that I truly do believe is a big thing you have to do first, is putting that energy into it. If you're not, I feel like if you truly put your energy into it, you see it happening. It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. That's not the truth of it. But it's the fact that you start to see the things coming. That's what, and I feel like that's the issue. People don't pay it. When you have that drive to do something, you have to remember that drive that you're using is because you want to get to the finish line. You got to remember something though. You have that whole journey to go through first. So you got to be able to keep that drive through that whole journey, because I feel like if you're trying to get from here to here and all your focus is here, you're going to give up here. That's the way I see it, because then it's like all you keep thinking about is the end. But if every once in a while you're like, oh my God, these accomplishments, this growth is happening, bro, you'll get here and even here, because it's just you're putting that energy and that time and effort into something that you truly want to do. And it's like, for me personally, and like you said, I'm a huge believer of everything in life happens for a reason. It has to, bro. Because it sucks to say, because sometimes it's like, damn, why did life punch me in the fucking throat just now? Like, it sucks. It's a terrible thing. Sometimes it's really not fair. A lot of times it's really not fair for a lot of people. But I also feel like that's because you truly should enjoy life as much as you can. And that's why I'm a very big advocate and very big believer of, bro, if you want to do something in life, go do it. You never know what's going to happen to you. You never know what's going to happen in life. So enjoy it how you want to enjoy it. Sadly, you can't just live life freely and just go anywhere you want, but you can technically almost get to that point if you bust your ass doing certain things. That's a very big thing. That's what, bro. That's why to me it is very hurtful, and it really does suck that, like, for me personally, I support like St. Jude's Hospital and all that. So that's like a hospital for children with cancer and this and that. That is such a shame, and it's so sad to hear that, because then you're like, yo, bro, it sucks that this poor kid is sick and has to go through this and doesn't get may not get the chance of being able to live a life to then see where his or her life can go. And that sucks, because then you're sitting here and you're like, bro, thank God, thank the Lord, I've made it to my 30s. I'm healthy, I'm still going through life, but I've got to be able to experience this journey where that, like, for me, bro, that's what I'm saying, man. I start making good money. I make decent money. Best believe I want to support things that will genuinely help things in this life. Like, I would love to support cancer research for kids, because, bro, especially now that I have a daughter, I can't even imagine and fathom the feeling of being a parent and losing your child to cancer, because then at that point, you can't do anything. And especially as you want to try to be as great of a parent, the first thing you always think of is, how can I help my child in any way possible? That's the truth of it. You want to console them, you want to help them, you want to be there for them. But when it's something shitty like that, bro, you feel useless. And as a parent, it's like, this is the worst goddamn feeling in the world. Like, I can't even imagine, bro. So it's like, bro, best believe that like, it's like we were saying with the whole billionaire thing. Like, bro, you guys have so much goddamn money. Like, you really can't shed out a little bit of money. And I get it. If you're running like some crazy business, yes, I'm sure you're making a shit ton of money, but not all that money has to go into supporting your business. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, bro, like, you could be using some of that money for just benefiting and helping other things in this world that could be so great, to see. But it sucks, man. It sucks at times, but
no, I get that.
I think that's why my drive right now is so strong, because my drive honestly is, now that I can say, it's like, it's my kid, it's my daughter, but before that, before, like, now that she's in my life, of course she's my drive. That's gonna push you, because I want to be able to look at my kids in the face one day and say, bro, I made it, and we're here today because of what I was willing to go through and get to that point. So to show them, if you want to do something, you can do it. You just got to be willing to go through it. That's what I want to teach them. But, before having her, my drive was I want to be able to say that I'm waking up every day doing what I love to do in my life. Just, and bro, that I feel like is a thing. I feel like to have a happy life, you got to be able to say, bro, I'm waking up every day doing what I love to do. And I get it. Not everyone wants to be a content creator. Not everyone wants to be some YouTuber.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to be an athlete, an actor, an actor. You don't have to be that. But it's more the fact that as long as you can say you enjoy what you're doing in your life, that is the greatest feeling. Bro,
Yeah.
I listen, I know for, and people are going to be like, oh, but I know for a fact there are guys out there who love being garbage men. Maybe the schedule benefits them. Maybe the benefits is great to them. It's I don't think it's government, but it's like a city job. Like, bro, you're gonna get great benefits. That there are some people who just love doing that, and that there's nothing wrong with that because of course society still needs the people that are willing to do those jobs. And it's such a shameful thing because growing up, it was always so bad when like people would have the nerve to look at me and be like, oh, if you don't go to school, you're just gonna be a gasoline attendant, or you're just gonna be a garbage man. Yeah, son. Some of these people make pretty good fucking money for considering that they're dropouts.
They make buckage. Like honestly, being a like a oh my god, I was about to say delivery guy. It's not a delivery guy. Being like a binman. Oh my god, they get paid so good. And you only think
benefits.
And benefits. And you only think like that's not bad. But this is the thing. It's like this is what I find really sad about society and how like how shit society can be in terms of, and it is like anything to do with cleaners and what you call a downgraded job like bin men, cleaners, whatever, those kind of jobs that no one wants to do. It's and it's like shelf stackers and stuff. But it's so funny, right? Because I remember when COVID came around, everybody wanted to be a shelf stacker because it is how great the pay was, how much people needed them. And it is like, it just goes to show, it's like, don't basically shit on those people because at the end of the day, you're gonna need them. Who else is gonna empty your bin? You're not gonna empty your bin. You're not gonna take it to like the bin center or like the recycling center to go and empty out your own bloody trash. So it's just like, fair play to those people. I never knock them because I think, look, at the end of the day, they're doing a service. It's just for them. It's a means to an end. They may love it, they may not. But it is just, they get paid well for what they do. Fair play. But society is just
not
complaining.
Like that. They're not complaining. They're doing their job. So at the end of the day, bro, like it kills me how you want to try to talk shit about this person, but you don't know how they are. Yeah, bro, I know they're like, it's funny because they'll be like, oh, you'll just be pumping gas, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I've known people to be like, bro, I got like $80 in tips one day at the gas station.
Yeah.
Like, just cause, because there are people out there who will still tip you, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But then it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a gasoline attendant maybe makes, $20 an hour, but it's also the fact that depending where you work, you never know what they'll pay you, bro. Like, also, all your job all day is to, because this is where I always like think about things like this. If someone wants to be like, oh, you'll just be a gasoline attendant, okay, fine. You want to try to talk shit and say, oh, they're nothing but a gasoline attendant. What if for all you know that person is working working at the gas station, they're doing the gas, but there's times in the day where the gas station there are no cars, so you could just be hanging out, working on something on your own in your own time, while you're still getting paid for it. Like, what? Because you don't know what that person might do in the future. So it's like, you never know. So that's why, to me, it makes me laugh when people want to try to be like shitting on jobs where it's like, well, one, the jobs that you're shitting on, like you said, Sony, are the ones that you need them to do because you're not the one who's going to do it. And two, bro, you never know what someone is working on. Fine, maybe someone will never leave the gas station, blah, 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 whatever. But I can almost bet that them working at the gas station for so long, that maybe not the company, but the people at the gas station will take care of that person because they always know they're reliable. That's the thing, and that's, I feel like that's a big issue with society nowadays, and the young generation, is that they don't understand that sometimes, bro, you have to work for free to show your worth to then get something out of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't get me wrong, bro. You want to get paid, fine. You want to make your money, understandable. But also understand you have to show your worth. And sometimes showing your worth is doing something completely for fucking free. But there could be
Mm,
some benefits out of it afterwards. There could be some benefits that come from it because it'll show
mm.
something of your character to other people, which can then benefit you in life.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But that's the thing is it's like you see, especially with the generation nowadays, it is because I was taught to be work hard. Work hard, people will see that. Don't get me wrong, it's not worked all the time, but it is. It's like just work hard and do your job well. That is it. That's just the basic most just under just the thing. Just work hard and do your job well and people will know your worth in a sense. That's the thing. It's like nowadays people want things too easy. They want it
Mm-hmm.
easy, want it done for free. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to bust a gut. It is just, oh well, I know I can do this, but I'm not willing to like go the extra mile. When sometimes it is like I was brought up to go the extra mile because that is how people know you're loyal, you're trustworthy. You do kind of like belong here in a sense because
Yeah.
of that. It's just it is, yeah. It's just it sucks. You know, when you hear it nowadays, you think, "Oh my God, like flipping hell. Just
Nah,
what
yeah,
kind of
it's
job do you think you're gonna get?" Do
yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean? It's
wild.
like I don't think you'll end up being a CEO of a company one day if you're gonna have that kind of attitude. But it is just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. My morals are obviously very different. I mean,
No,
our morals are
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
very different in comparison to youngsters nowadays, where it is going to be, oh yeah, but do I have to really bust a gut? Can't I just do like the bare minimum? And it's like, well, why? Do you know what I mean? It's just like, oh my
and
god.
and
Yeah.
I like, and my whole thing behind it too is like, I trust me, I get the whole work smarter not harder, because if you can do your
Mm.
job in a smarter way and you're still
Yeah.
doing your
Yeah.
job, that's good. But here's the
Yeah.
thing, you still got to be willing to work.
Yeah.
Some of them just don't
Yeah.
want to work, so I'm like, why the fuck are you here? Because one thing, bro, one
Yeah.
thing I will always tell everyone that I've ever worked with at a job, and after working and learning what it is to be responsible with a job, having those responsibilities, doing what you got to do as your job responsibilities that you sign up for. One thing I tell everyone, anytime I've ever worked somewhere, is, bro, don't make my job harder. I'm not gonna make your job harder. Because the
Mm.
moment you make my
Mm.
job harder, you're not gonna like me at work. We could be cool outside of work, but you're not gonna like me at work because it 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 bothers me, because it's the fact that it's like, yo, bro, I'm taking care of what I have to take care of. Why the fuck
Yeah.
can't you do the minimum of what you got to take care of? That's what bothers me.
Mm.
Because then it's the fact that, well, if I'm doing your job, why the hell are you here?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take his salary. Give it to me. Come here. Like,
Yeah.
I'll do his job too. Just pay me extra. Like, come on, bro. So that's what bothers me. That's my only thing
Yeah.
behind it that I
Yeah.
always say. Don't make my I'm not gonna make your job harder. Just don't make my job harder.
Mm.
You here to get your paycheck? I'm here to get my paycheck. We gonna do our
Mm.
jobs? We good. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're not happy where you are, go find another job. That's another thing,
Oh
right?
God, don't even get me
Oh,
started
don't like no
yet.
one come at me here, yeah? Because I'm just gonna say it how it is. Because you know what? I've got such a it's an irk, right? When people are in jobs because and they don't like it and they're there and they moan and they whinge and they become negative and toxic and you only think you have a choice regardless of what you do, yeah, you have a choice. And I remember having this conversation, right? So I obviously used to work in the NHS, right? And this is before I gave it all up and wanted to start my business and it just didn't happen, so I was unemployed for a little while. But literally, everyone was like, "Son," and then I remember clear as day. They were like, "Son, have you got another job lined up?" I'm like, "Nah." Like, obviously, at this point, I had my little tortoise Alfie and whatever. So it was like, "Now I want to spend time with him. Take him out a little bit." But obviously, it never happened. But yeah, it was the whole thing. And I said, like, "Look, I've got plans. I'm not going to work for a little while. Like, luckily, I'm still living at home at this point, so I don't have like major bills to pay. It's just I've got a couple that come out." But
Yeah.
I've got rainy day money. I can solve that. That's no issue. And it's like I knew I was in a good place to do that, right? I could be out of work for like 2 years and I'm comfortable. I know I'm cool. But honestly, people could not fathom that. They're like, yeah, but okay, yeah, but it's just because you don't have a house. I was like, what the hell I got to do with it? Even then, I would still be unemployed. It might just be 6 months and not 2 years, or it could be a year and not 2 years. But it was like, I could still do it. But they were like, no, well, oh my God, yeah, but I've got a mortgage. I can't do it. I wish I could leave. And it's like, but find yourself another job. If you're not happy, why are you here?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, but I suppose the benefits are better. So why are you complaining? I would literally question every element they would say to me. I'm like, but why? But why are you saying that then? Why are you now contradicting yourself there? And literally, I swear to God, do it. We left on good terms in the end, but they did not like me because the thing is, one, they've never been questioned like that before.
And
All they've got
that's the
away with,
problem.
yeah, all they've got away with is whinging and whining and it's like, no, I'm not gonna take that. Because I see it as I'm making a choice. Yeah, cool, but I'm doing the right thing by me. I was like,
Yes.
if you're not happy, but you've got X, Y, and Z to pay, this, that, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's go look for another job, whether it's in a different department, still in the NHS, get out of the NHS. There's plenty of other jobs out there that you probably get better perks, better pay, better working hours. You can be home for your children a little bit more, blah blah blah. But the thing is, people don't want to hear that. People would rather just be like, nah, feel sorry for me. I want your pity. Oh my God, are you in the same position? Oh, let's moan together. I'm not here for that. I'm very much like, you're not dying. You're okay. There's not a gun to your head as far as I'm aware, or that I can see. The fact that you are, you're bullied into this kind of thing. That's what I mean. I really live with the whole motto of you have a choice in life, regardless of what you do. You have a choice. It's people like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm too young to have a kid, blah, blah. I really wish I had. Well, you should have worn a condom. You should have taken more protection. Or you should have done other things. Both of you, not just on one of you, both of you should have done something to prevent that from happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just like choices. There are just choices.
No,
But
and
the
there
thing is,
are.
people don't want to own up to it. People don't. They rather pass blame than accept the
And
fact that they're in the wrong.
that's the truth of it. And it's
Yeah.
funny because then those are also then the same type of people that want to try to attack you or try to throw shit at you. But then you're
Yes.
like, so you mean to
Yes.
tell me that you still can't
Yes.
own up to shit? That's all you're telling me.
Mm.
Like at the end of the day, son, you're still trying to
Yeah.
throw blame or attack others or try to give any excuse. But bro, it truly takes a real human being, a real person, to stand there and go, you know what? I fucked up. I fucked up. Because if you can
Mm.
accept that, then that means you're willing to accept the change of it. That you gotta
Yep.
be willing to do and go through.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, bro. I get it. There are certain situations for certain things. But depending what it is, there sometimes there's not. Bro, when I was trying to look for a job or whatever, I was very, very, very close to going back to my old career. And I sat
Oh
there and I
yeah.
was like, bro, I really don't want to do that. Like and I don't get me wrong, I would have done it. I would have been fine. But
Mm.
while I was doing it, I would have still been looking for other things. That's what you can do. Like it can.
Yeah.
I think what because I will never forget this moment because it was one of those that clicked in my head. I remember when I worked at GameStop years ago, video game store, and I remember the GameStop that I worked at. There was a grocery store right around the corner, so it was like in like a little shopping plaza. So the GameStop was like on the side of the building. The grocery store you could see from the main road, right? But on the side of the building, there was a couple little benches that you could sit there, away from the entrance of the grocery store. So of course, majority of people would go there to smoke on their break or whatever.
Mm.
Bro, I'll never forget when I walked out of GameStop one time and I went to go take out the garbage. I walk out and I hear this kid on the phone. And I say kid because he literally must have been no older than like 22. Like he legitimately was
Oh,
not like,
okay.
yeah, he didn't look that old at least, right? So I hear him briefly on this phone call, and I just start cracking up to myself because one of what he said, but then two, I'm like, okay, but fucking do something about it then.
Oh,
Bro, this
okay.
kid is working at the grocery store. I guess he works in the deli department, right? So
Mm.
I hear him on the phone to this person, and of course I can't hear the person on the phone. So all I just hear is him go, "Well, I'm sorry for having a shitty ass job that doesn't pay me a fucking thing." I'm like, okay. I was like, my man is mad. But at the same time, I sat there and I went, "So look for another job."
Mm.
Yo, People act like when they're working at a job that they don't like, that's the only option they have. You haven't tried just putting out application. You haven't just tried sending your resume. Bro, I did not think I would get the job that I got now. I'm working with animals. I had no prior experience to working with animals at all. I wound up getting a job working with animals in a great job that it's like I have no reason to complain. So I'm not gonna complain, you know? And the job also benefits me because it supports me the way I need to, and it still gives me the capability to work on other things that I want to do in my life. So I have no reason to complain. But that's because I didn't allow myself to just go back to the shit that I knew. I was like, you know what, bro? If one didn't work, there's 15 other places. You know, and if I do not hear from them at all, I still have my backup. I still have where I could have gone to. And while I'm there, I can still keep looking. That's all it is, bro. Like
But that's the thing, Chucks, isn't it? It's a lot of people, one, will see that as hard work, too much work for them to do. But two, it's also like it's their self-belief and their self-worth. That's the thing. A lot of people think, oh no, well, this is all that I'm good at. I can't be good at anything else. Which is sad, but it is. It's like you need to be able to somehow have the confidence, whether it be in yourself or a support network around you, to be like, look, do you know what? If you are really sad in this job and it's really affecting you in such a negative, toxic way, get out of it, kind of thing. Do what you need to do to get out of it and find the help and support if you need it to make that happen. That's the thing. And I get it, not a lot of people probably, have it, which is once again very sad, but it's just, you got to do what you got to do. And but the thing is, a lot of people would rather stay in it and whinge because it's too much hard work to go and look elsewhere at the same time, and it's too much hard work to go and speak to other people about it for whatever reason, maybe because there could be thousands. But it is just, I always find there's always a choice in life. I get it. There's sometimes where it might be very, very difficult to see a choice, but it is.
We're speaking generalization. Obviously, everyone in their own lives have their own different things going through, so that's understandable. We're talking about from a general aspect of, if you're working at a regular job and you realistically know you could probably get a different job somewhere else, but now you're just choosing not to do the effort. That's when it's like, bro, I don't want to hear it then. That's the thing. Like, I can't stand when people want to, like, when people at jobs are be like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Motherfucker, that's what you get paid to do. Do your job. Like,
oh my God,
what do you mean? Like, oh, that's disgusting. I'm not doing that. Job contract, job title.
Yeah.
Do your job.
No.
I don't get it.
Some people, because then if you're better than that, why have you even applied here? Why are you even working this job? That's the thing. When you think like you're not gonna do, it's like, well, go and find another job that you're willing to go and do.
And I also and I think a big thing, like what you said too, but like I think a big thing is people get too comfortable and they don't want to get uncomfortable. But it's a shame because it's like, yo, bro, for all you know, putting yourself in that uncomfortable situation of a new job, of a new setting, could be the most beneficial fucking thing for you. But you're not
it could literally make you fly.
But you're not even willing to try. So it's like, I don't want to hear it then. Like, I'm sorry, but you then can't complain. Like, come on, bro. And like we said, this is obviously not for everyone. There are obviously certain situations, we understand that.
Yeah.
But like we said, from a general point, that it's like, bro, if you know you can make this change and probably make it happen, why aren't you doing it? That's the real question.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think this was a pretty powerful episode. This has opened up some nerves.
we had some things to say.
No, but listen, guys, like me and Sony always say, guys, like we always tell y'all, this is just from our opinion. This is just how we think. Obviously, if you think different, obviously, if you have a different opinion, go ahead, share it. We'd love to hear it. I love to see things from different angles. Like we said, we understand that that sadly for certain situations that can't be everyone's life, which sucks, and it does suck. But then at the same time, I also do hope that for those people that are stuck in those situations, it hopefully you can get to a point that you can be like, you know what, I can get out. I can finally get out. And that's a
Mm.
good thing. Because that's what it is to me. If someone is in a certain situation that they really are stuck there and they can't do anything about it, but they were eventually able to make it out of it, what's your excuse if you have the options and you don't do it?
No, exactly. And it's also, and I think the biggest thing as well is talk to people. If you do have loved ones that you could, that you trust completely, speak to them.
Yeah,
And
man.
I'm sure, and just voice your concerns, or go and get some like outside help, whether it be professional or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There are, like, for instance, we've got like citizens advice where it's like free help. You can actually go and speak to people, get different opinions, get different perspectives. And it's just go and do something that is right for you. Don't just feel like you've actually got to stay stuck in this and this is your life forever and
Yeah,
it's going to be
exactly.
horrible and depressing and because that's what I mean. It's leading back to mental health. Naturally, that's why people have so many issues, because they feel like they can't talk, they can't act upon things. Why can't you? Yeah, you
Yeah,
can. You've just got to go and seek the right support and help. That's all it is.
yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I hear you. No, that's a good point. It really is.
Mm,
Definitely is. But
yeah.
but yeah, guys, thank y'all so much, man. As always, today's been honestly a great episode. I'm really happy we had this talk, and like I said, guys,
Yeah.
we'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions as well. Always definitely share with us. We always love to have a great conversation. Like we're not trying to attack each other. We're just sharing thoughts. We're sharing opinions. We're
Mm,
talking it out. That's all it is. So
yeah.
let us know what you think too. I mean, hey, if and that's the other thing too, guys. Remember, like Sony and I said, bro, like talk it out. Like even bro, sometimes even you commenting something on a YouTube video or commenting something somewhere, someone will read that comment and be like, damn, I understand where they're coming from. That's how you
Yeah.
could wind up meeting someone, having a great discussion, and then bouncing off of one another, bro. You never know, bro. So
Yep.
don't
Yep.
ever be afraid to open yourselves up. A lot of people, I feel like they think they're afraid to open themselves up and be vulnerable. As much as there are haters out there, I promise you there are 10 times more supporters and people who will genuinely help you
Oh yeah.
and hear you out. I know that for a fact. Come on, bro.
Mhm.
Do you got
Mhm.
you there are people out there, complete strangers, who will literally hear you out and be there for you, and you'd be very surprised. Take advantage of that, bro. If you feel like you really need it, like Sony said, please do.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
But we'll see you guys next week. Much love to all of you. Thank you guys so much, and y'all take care. See you guys later.